as light on his feet as a boxer, despite his broad-shouldered build. He stood at the foot of the 30 or so steps and watched my progress, which didn't help. "You could come down backwards." "This is fine." "Do you need a hand?" "I can manage. Only we all have other places to be." "I know," I said, through gritted teeth, concentrating on placing my feet carefully. The shingle below shimmered in the morning light, out of focus and dizzy-making. "Like a cat coming down a tree. I can call the fire brigade out to rescue you if you like. It's not as if Trumpton have anything better to do." "I'm fine," I snapped, and ignored the hand he reached up to help me down the last few steps. He stuck it back in his coat pocket with a grin that I also ignored as I made it to the shingle at last. Kim Weldon was watching us with interest. Considering I spent so much time assessing witnesses, it shouldn't have surprised me to remember it was a two-way process. I tried to see us as she might, officialdom in dark trouser suits and polished shoes. Derwent's hair cropped close to his head, in a way that hinted at a military background. Broodingly handsome. I was younger than him, as well as junior in rank, and aimed to be as neat, though my hair was already beginning to spiral free from the bun I'd trapped it in. We stepped around each other with the practiced ease of long-standing dance partners. As a rule, Derwent was rude enough to me that even people who knew us well suspected we were sleeping together, or hated each other, or both. The truth was that we'd never slept together, and I only hated him from time to time. We were closer than most colleagues, it was fair to say. Friends, after all we'd been through together. There was also the fact that he was my landlord. I currently lived in a one-bedroom flat he owned, though I fully intended to look for somewhere else to live. I just hadn't got around to it yet. We bickered like children and trusted each other's instincts without even thinking about it. No wonder Mrs. Weldon looked puzzled. "Where do we need to go?" I asked her. "Along here." She gestured to the left of the bridge. "That's the way I went this morning. I came down the steps around 5, as I said. Sunrise is about 5:30 at this time of year, but it was starting to get light. I could see well enough without a head torch." "Do you do this often?" Derwent asked. "Most days." She smiled, looking out across the river and breathing deeply. The air was fresh down by the water, and the hum of the city seemed to recede. Seagulls hovered overhead, peevish and mocking, as they floated on the cool spring breeze. "This is my place. I'm a licensed mudlarker. I take what the river chooses to give me, whether it's treasure or trash." "Treasure?" Derwent scuffed the shingle with the toe of his shoe. "What kind of treasure?" "Nothing valuable, exactly, but items of historical interest. And sometimes the trash is interesting, too." She bent and picked up a small white tube. "What do you think this is?" I peered at it. "A bit of china?" "It's the stem of a clay pipe. I can't date this without having the bowl, and the bowls are harder to find, but it could be from the 1600s. The pipes were in common use up to Victorian times. When they broke, they couldn't be repaired, and people would chuck them into the river." "An antique fag end." She looked at Derwent sharply, her eyes bright. "You don't see the appeal, Inspector, but that's a little piece of London's history. The man or woman who smoked it is long gone and forgotten, but we know they were here. I might be the first person to touch it since they flung it in the water." "What sort of things do you find?" I asked. "I've found Roman glass once or twice, and coins, and bits of pottery. Last year I found a medieval die made out of bone." "How did it end?"